Hey everybody, welcome to What's in the RV Shop with Dustin. So today we're looking at a 2021 Grand Design Reflection. It's a 311 BSH, and I did an exterior evaluation on it and also just some recommendations. And so I wanted to show you what I found and let you guys, see what's going on. Let's get into it. So here's something that I know Grand Design and everybody in the RV industry has their own opinions on stuff. And so they tell you, don't put bug covers on, do put bug covers on, So basically in this picture, the reason I took the picture was I was wanting to recommend to the customer to do a bug screen. And anything that runs off of propane has a natural garlic byproduct called ethanol captive. What it does is it's basically, when it's operating and burning, it's like us doing a barbecue. So it naturally attracts pests, spiders, bees, mud daubers, ants. I've had, in furnaces and stuff, I've had baby bats, baby sparrows, I've had mice. I mean, you name it. It's just to protect it. CYA, put some bug screens on, protect what you have. So this next picture is of the refrigerator. And what I was noticing on this is two things. One, it doesn't have the bug screens. And two, the sealants, the picture on the right, the refrigerator vent itself is let loose. Just a sealant failed to adhere. So recommending that he cleans and reseals certain areas of the body as needed. That's to prevent water damage. This next picture here is of his license plate bracket. And when he got the unit, from what I was told, he purchased it secondhand. And so when he got the new license plate, he couldn't figure out how to get the plate on. This particular style, you have to undo the light in order to get to the backside of that bracket. So I didn't want the license plate, from whether it be sun damage or vibration, cutting through the zip ties, causing him to lose the license plate frame. So that was one of my recommendations, was to fix that. This one, as you see, it's got the backup camera, but my concern was the clearance lights. If you look at the one on the right, you see how thick, as far as the residue of the silicone is around that red clearance light. The one in the middle doesn't look like there's anything on it. The one on the left looks like there's very little on it. So one of the items that I recommended was, go back through and reseal all the clearance lights. Again, here's another view of that showing where I don't know what they were doing with the one on the right, so whether quality control or QC, but both manufacturer level and at the dealer, missed it, obviously. Here was another thing that I noticed. I opened up the compartment door, and at some time something was placed in the way of the outside kitchen. And when the door got closed, it actually caused damage to the inside door panel and threw the door frame off. So it wasn't able to lock and secure all the way. And when I looked at the gap spacing of the doors in this next line, you see how the picture on the right, the door is so close it's not even funny, versus the opposite side. The opposite side was kicked out, and so it wasn't able to close and lock. We were having some rain here in wonderful Lodi, and I just wanted to show that the entry door window wasn't sealed. So we recommended to reseal the entry door and some of the areas on the door. Again, here's the Furrion side camera lights. This one's going to be on the curbside. And so you can see how the caulking was applied. It was a little messy, and all that, darkness is from the residue from when they, frosted around it. So I recommended to do that. And here's another one that I don't know. I just called me a OCD or nitpicker, but the awning, the power awnings, the red and black wires that are there, and you can see in this picture that they're not that red anymore. They're kind of pink. Well, the sun has been damaging these wires. And some of the older units that have been coming in, the wires have been brittle, the shielding on them has been cracking, and it's just getting beat up. So what we've been recommending is to take the wiring and add a split loom to it to protect it. You can see again the top side of the wire to the right. You can also see where the tree branches had smacked the front cover. Something else, when I'm looking at the coaches, I'm always checking out the suspension systems. This unit, again, it's a 2021. The springs on it in this picture, they look a little flat. What I would recommend to you that are watching this right now is your two main options as far as if you wanted to upgrade would be like a sumo spring. You could add to it, or like the Roadmaster slipper spring set, or take it to MoRide and do the MoRide independent suspension. So if you're wanting to beef up your suspension, my best advice would be to recommend to you to do the Roadmaster slipper spring. The slipper springs are a lifetime guaranteed. The springs guaranteed, shocks guaranteed, and you're basically going from 16 moving parts down to 4 moving parts. So less maintenance and less wear and tear. So then there's the roof. Customers added a lot of solar panels to the roof, which is fantastic. I went up on the roof with him and basically took the pictures and went up and explained to him areas of concerns that I found and seen. The owner has been getting up there and doing some spot sealing himself on there, and you'll see that in the pictures on the plumbing vent and around the Weingart TV antenna. One thing I did notice is when they put the solar panel wiring down, they went ahead and used a Turnabond tape in lieu of using like an anchor, which is still fine if you don't want a penetration in the roof. So my recommendation on this was to go up there and retape and secure the wiring. The other thing I recommended that we ended up doing was we shielded the wiring. I can tell you on a weekly, monthly basis, I crawl up on roofs and I see the wiring jacket dried out, cracked, splitting, rotten. People come in with solar panels and they're not, getting the proper voltage and stuff. So I advise them to go ahead and shield the wires. This next set of pictures is of the solar panel and the corners of the roof where it pitched. So the prior owner, I guess, clipped both sides of the roof and used the Turnabond tape to patch it. The black oozing that you're seeing on the left picture, that's, the putty tape. So, again, the Turnabond or other patch tapes, whatever brand you say, it's thinner than a credit card, thinner than a dime, to give you like an example. We recommend that if you're going to go ahead and use that stuff, that product, that you would take some Dicor lap sealant and seal around the perimeter of it to protect it, to keep it from shrinking and making what I call journals in it. So as you can see, the picture on the left is just starting to do that, but the picture on the right that has that big, it's like a pencil size bead in it, well, that's completely let loose. So that whole area that's now lifted will allow water to travel back through it. And as you can see in the picture, that this is the same roof. Basically, whenever you apply that tape, you take a risk of it shrinking, drying, cracking, peeling, lifting, and will allow water to get into where you don't want it. So if you didn't catch my video, why not to Turnabond tape your roof? Make sure you check that out in that article. This picture's of the skylight, and same thing. You can see where the owner, he went up there and he just doctored up some spots where there was bubbles that had popped and let loose. I also talk all the time about the skylights. I go up there, I look for cracks in them all the time. I call the way that they seal that, I call that camel humping. All those little humps, when it rains, snows allow water and dirt to build up in all those little areas, and usually over time they'll penetrate and get underneath. So when I go up there and I seal stuff, we don't seal it in that manner. We'll run basically 2 pencil-sized beads on the outer perimeter and the inside perimeter, and then we go back like we're welding and fill them up. So that'd be something that down the road, when he's due for a reseal, that's what we would recommend, to reseal that. This last picture was a tree branch or something clipped that corner, and if we zoomed in on the sealant itself, you would see the corner just above the rain gutter starting to let loose, and same thing on the side seams. Whether you want to call it alpha sealant or dicor sealant, you can see how it's getting all pitted and it's basically shrinking up. And you can tell from that corner that it used to be white. Well, those sealants have like a food grade type of oil in them. I don't know what the technical chemistry is, but when they get hot, the sun allows that oil to bleed out, and then that's what causes the dust and dirt to stick to it. Then dries out and shrinks those sealants. The other thing I noticed in the picture is, I'm going to say, you see that little dimple that's sticking up? That's at least 6 inches or so from the corner. So you don't see any other screw over there. So basically that molding is just held in with that one screw. So, a lot of times when we're crawling up on the roofs and in other videos and pictures and posts that we've done, you'll see where I'm always, ragging on, hey, put a screw in the end, or double it. I call it toenail in it, put 2 of them in it. But I think that's it for the pictures. If you have any questions, give us a holler. In the next video to come, you're going to see what we actually did do to the unit, all the repairs that we talked about. Thanks so much for watching, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great day.